Good morning. Happy Friday. Happy everything. Happy holidays, happy Friday, happy Christmas. Hi, I'm Diane. Thanks for joining me this morning while we do a quick card. Actually, today's card is an instant replay, not instant. This is the card that I did on my YouTube or on my Facebook Live Monday. And I was so excited because it was one of the, I think I might have done one Slimline card in the past, but I'm using one of the new stamp sets out of the new January catalog that will be available to you on January the 4th to order. And I was going to use it and make a Slimline card. So I was in here and I don't know, I must not have been talking to anyone for an hour. I clicked on Go Live on Facebook and it came up with a little red live button on the top. And I made my card and I was having a hard time finding it on, I always keep my iPad so I can check to make sure I'm on screen and that I have volume and stuff. And I was having a hard time finding my video while I was recording it, and I didn't want to hold everyone up, so I just went ahead and continued with the demo, and I can't find that video anywhere. It said it was live, but I don't think it was live. So anywho, I had posted a picture of the card, and I thought then today we'll just go ahead and do that again. And I see the numbers moving and I see it on my iPad, so I'm pretty sure we're good today. So if you're coming back to my channel, thank you. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. I hope you enjoy this card. We're going to use the new Honeybee Home. Has some very pretty, and I have my 10 o'clock sunshine glare coming in. Let's see if I can move that around at all. Well, it'll be better when we turn the camera down. And the coordinating embossing folder and dies. I'm doing a Slimline card. You can easily adapt this to just a regular A2 size card, and I actually have cardstock cuts so that when we finish the first one, if I have time, we can get in and do the second one. And you can adapt this card also to any stamp set that you have. Remember, you do you. Make it your own. Do what you like to do. If you want to, I'm going to show you a couple things. If you like to stamp and color, stamp your flowers and color them and then die cut them. If you're in a hurry, just die cut out a bunch of the shapes and I'll show you some stuff on there. So I guess first of all, oh, wrong one. There we go. These are the measurements for the Slimline card that I am making. And this card fits some envelopes that I had ordered from Amazon previously. Now, coming out in the new catalog, Stampin' Up! Is going to offer Slimline cards or Slimline envelopes. And they are a little bit smaller than this. So when I get those envelopes, I'll have to adapt my sizes accordingly. But for today, and this is what I also use. I still have some Christmas gift card holders that I want to do. All right, got a screenshot of that. So let's go to my desktop. Here is the December shopping code, and this is good through the 24th, I believe it is. And as a thank you to you, when you order $50 or more from me through my online store in December, you will get a package of the new little doilies that go with this Honeybee set. These are the heart and home doilies, and it's part of a suite. But these, when you get your catalog and you check the suite out, you'll see those doilies in there. And if you order $100 or more, I will send you those doilies as a thank you, along with a pack of blender pens. So, all right. And you can always reach me at diane@bohostamper.com. If you don't get a catalog and you need one, I will get one out to you. And those are just being delivered, I believe, because I got mine yesterday. So, yesterday? I don't remember. Oh my goodness, the days are just running together, aren't they? So it's here. Christmas is here. Just about. Well, we are in the Christmas season. So here's my Slimline card, and it's a little hard to fit in the camera. I actually lifted this up Monday. And I'm pretty happy with it. The only thing that I wasn't thrilled about, excuse me, is because Slimline cards are great because you have a lot of room to work on to create maybe a scene or to add a lot of elements or whatever you want to. It uses extra paper. They are a little bit harder to store, and I don't know about postage yet because I haven't tried to send one yet. And so when I was doing this card, the one thing that I wasn't really being happy with were the small amount of space that my flowers took up. I felt like I had too much empty room here in the back. And I thought that when I added my greeting on the front and the little bumblebees and the matte dots and stuff, that it would fill it in enough. But I'm not sure it did. So here's one way we're going to adapt that today. I started with a piece of basic black, and this is 9 1/4 inches by 7 3/8. And I folded it, and I scored it and folded it at 3 7/8. Now this is what fits in the envelopes that I have. And these were the envelopes that I had gotten from Amazon. And as I said that, I just threw all those flowers around after I had them stacked so neatly. The ones that will be in the new catalog are a little bit smaller, and so we will have to come up with new measurements. But this does fit in my card, or in my envelopes perfect. I also had some old pearlized ones. I use these for Christmas quite often. And I had gotten some red ones and green ones at Staples to use for holidays, so I still have several of those laying around. I think, yep, this is going to fit in here too. And this is the design that Stampin' Up's will be. They're going to be like the coin envelope top that you can seal shut more than the traditional envelope. So this card's going to work well if you have any of these that you have gotten from other shops. Okay, so then we need a piece of, I'm using gold metallic, and this is 9 inches by 3 5/8. And we are going to emboss this on the camera because I wanted to show you how I embossed the entire panel, because of course an embossing folder is not that long. And if you look closely, somewhere right here under the, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but you can see where I did overlap the embossing folder, but I wasn't really, excuse me, concerned about it because I knew we could put our greeting on there or cover it up with a bumblebee or a flower or something. There's always ways to fix stuff and make it go the way we want it to. Remember, it's just paper. All right, so I'm going to get out my cut and emboss here. Take my cutting plates off. And this might be a little hard to show on camera because it is so long. I brought my embossing plate. Oh, excuse me, still sniffling. Okay, so I am, and I tried this both ways. I tried with the emboss image pressing into the foil, and I tried with the embossed image pressing through the foil. And I think for our honeycomb, it looks much more realistic when it is, we would call it debossed, rather than the, although if you want to count the high parts around it, that is embossed. Anyways, my bumps are going to go in. That's how I'm doing the card today. And so, with my Stampin' Up label on the top, I will add my gold foil, and I'm going to put this through my emboss machine with the folded edge going through first. Sorry for the shaking. I tried to have all my flowers and bees and everything die cut ahead of time so I didn't have to shake the camera, but I do want to share how I managed this little trick. Okay, so now I have my honeycomb, and this embossing folder is made so that there are little irregularities in my shapes, just like in a real honeycomb would be. So this really wasn't too hard to do. And what I did was I turned my gold foil paper then upside down, lined my pattern up on the first row or so. And when I put this back through, I'm not going to run the whole foil back through because there's a chance that I would flatten some of my embossing out on what I've already done. So I will, did I move that? I'm going to stop running my embossing folder through when I get to the almost the end of the folder. Okay. Because I'm only trying to emboss that one little top piece anyway. That ought to do her. I'll just back it out. And we have a tiny little overlap piece, but again, we're going to put a greeting on here, so you're not even going to be able to see this once it's on the card. And that's how I can extend my embossing folder for a longer panel. All right, so, whoops, back in there. Now we have our card base, and we have that. And then I needed a piece of basic white so that we can have a backdrop for our flowers and our greeting. And I felt like this didn't stand out enough from the card, and so I added some designer series paper behind it. Actually, I want to turn this way because that's where my messed up piece is, and I want my greeting label to go over that. So I had, from several years back, Stampin' Up had another bee set, and we had coordinating designer series paper to go with that. And if you were lucky enough to have kept your Honeybee stamps with your coordinating dies, this also has, this would be fun to use to cut out of some gold foil. I didn't want to use that today because this is an old set. But if you have it, you can still cut out your bees and your honeycomb and add those to your cards as well. And the designer series paper that we had with that was another one of those ones that I just loved. So of course I had to get a couple packages of it. And there was a lot of gold. It was a specialty paper, so there's a lot of metallic in it. Gold and Honey Specialty Designer Series paper. I know they can't keep everything, but really a cool set. So anyways, I decided to cut a piece of that designer series paper out, and that was the 8 3/4 by 2.5 inch panel, and then layer the white of 8.5 by 2 1/4 on top of it. And it just gives it a little bit of a frame. I think it stands out better from the foiled background. So then my next step was to make bees, because this is a honeybee set. And so just using my Memento Tuxedo Black ink, I thought we've already had a video on letting our paper do the work for us. So I used some crushed curry paper and I stamped out the little honeybees and then die cut them. And I wasn't sure I liked that, because what if I want to excuse me, what if I want to put some Wink of Stella on the leaves on the wings and give them a little bit of sparkle? That's not really going to show up. I mean, it'll show up, but my wings are yellow. I didn't want yellow wings. So we're just going to put these aside. I don't know if I'll use those or not, or if those are just going to be a no-go. So then I tried stamping the little bees out on basic white, and I just used crushed curry to color in their bodies. I mean, the body pieces are so teeny tiny. There's such a little amount of coloring that needs done. You can use bumblebee, crushed curry, any of the yellows that you have. I used crushed curry because it's a little bit more dull, I think, than the bumblebee. And then on my original card, I did stamp out a couple of the flower images. I stamped out this one. It's kind of like a foxglove and maybe a little daisy, not sure. And I stamped that in smoky slate. And again, there was such little coloring to do. I just used my blends and colored those in. And I have one left over of the daisies. I didn't make more of those because, as I said, being that I did a slimline, I almost felt like that wasn't tall enough to fill in the space. And so, from our annual catalog, remember Nature's Harvest? I told you all of these wonderful wildflower sets that Stampin' Up! Has had are just great for mixing in with each other. And so out of Nature's Harvest, I had a couple of these cone flowers left from a card class in the summer that we didn't use. And I thought, this is a little bit taller, and I haven't tried to put this together yet. Maybe this will work better to fill in some of the space up there, all that dead space. I just didn't really like all of that emptiness. And then I thought too, what if I wanted to do, which I'm going to keep these, I think, for the small card. What if I wanted to do silhouettes in the background with the bees? That would be pretty. So I die cut some of the smaller pieces, the smaller stemmed flower sets out of black and white. And I thought we'll give those a go on the small card. But on this tall slimline card, I'm going to use this cone flower. And I don't know that I can put a couple. I have several extras. Maybe I will. Maybe we'll use 3, since, of course, sets of 3 are always more pleasing. So I'll need one tall one, and then a shorter one. And I did mention this Monday, don't be afraid to change your stamped images, cut them and make them fit your card, remember? Oh, there goes one on the floor. I'll just snip that one a little shorter. And I think I'm going to like this better filling in all of this tallness on the Slimline card. Again, I don't know how these are as far as postage. I guess I'll have to send one of these cards and see if just regular postage is going to be enough. Okay. And for my greeting, I wanted to just add I was sort of hoping one of those scraps would fit, but I don't think it will. I have a little tray of scraps up here. I'm still going to do You're the Nicest because I think that's a very pretty greeting. I'm going to move all these other little flowers out of the way before I knock them everywhere. I also cut some leaves out of vellum using the die. But I don't know if that's gonna, they're a little bit too small, I think, to go with these cone flowers, but that'll work with my smaller card, my regular 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch card. So let's set all these little beads aside too. Oh, nice. Here we go. And we'll get a piece of basic white and stamp You're the Nicest. And I did keep my basic black here, so I think on this one I'm also going to add a panel behind my greeting to make that stand out a little bit more. I think that would have probably helped on this one to take up some of that empty space as well. So we'll need our rectangle dies. Yeah, I'm not sure where I put those after I was done. I'm trying to clean up some of my Christmas stuff since we're almost through all the Christmas card making here. Almost, not quite. Like I said, I have a few, can't see my dies. I have a few gift card holders that I need to finish up for next week. But I finally got through making all of my Christmas cards. What's that other layering set that we had that works so well too? Yeah, I mean, rectangles just seem like we use them for everything. But that's why they're handy to have, I suppose. Because they work for everything. Oh, there they are. Good grief, right in front of my face. Okay. So let's get our memento. And preferably not get ink on the card. You're the Nicest. Oh, is that dirty? Good grief. Oh, you know what? I think that's glue on that one. I don't know what that is. Oh, I might have used that one. I might have used that one sort of like a little palette for some paint at one time. That one better? That one's better. And I always do stamp on my scrap paper to the side to make sure that I'm getting a nice even layer of ink. Because I have this setting up on the base of my camera stand. I might not be. That's better. Now we're getting somewhere. Cool. I like the font on this. I think it's very pretty. Squeak, squeak. Getting my stamp off. in my little case. See, this is another set also that you have the coordinating dies for the stamped flowers that you might make. And then there's some extras. You know, there's one for each of the bees. Then there's the extra little flowers and the extra leaves, and that's what I had cut out of those cardstock and vellum sheets that I had. Don't you love it when they give you a little extra stuff in there? Cutting stuff back. I have to use my big gloss here. My baby gloss has a cracked plate. I have to order new plates. I think baby got abused a little bit and finally gave up. Decided wasn't going to let me use it anymore right now. And then I think I will use one larger size and grab a piece of black. Fit on there, yes it will. So I hope everybody's ready for your celebrations next weekend and that you're going to be able to relax and enjoy time with your loved ones. I don't know if I'm going to do a video next Friday or not. Next week will be, this week has been baking. Next week will be cooking and cleaning up the house. I haven't talked to my oldest son to see when he's coming home yet. He usually stays for a while over Christmas if he has any time off. He lives almost an hour away from us, not quite an hour, but I enjoy having him here over the holidays. So anyways, I want to make sure I have his bedding all ready to go and lots of food for anybody when they come. So we have to get that ready this week. I feel like I put something extra. Oh, I have a double. That was the old magnetic sheets in here, so I put 2 in there because there's so many of these rectangle dies that they're heavy. I use 2 sheets to hold them in there. I think that's going to be better with the background. All right, so let's put this one together. We'll just add some tape runner on the back of our greeting and center it on the mat. I'm not going to adhere it yet to the card because I don't know if I want to use dimensionals or glue it flat. And let's get some Tombow here. Let's see. I'm going to use liquid glue on the embossed panel. Not only does it have texture, but it has a little bit of that stiffness from the metallic in there. So liquid glue is probably my better bet here. Get that centered. Okay, and now because I'm going to add that designer series paper still to a textured panel, I think I'm going to use the liquid glue again. I don't always use liquid glue on the designer series paper because it's a bit thinner. And I don't like to be able to see the glue streaks through the paper, but we are going to put a white panel on top. And then we're keeping this a little bit left justified. Try to keep my 3 borders even. Slide around there on the foil. Okay. Then our white panel. Now I'm adhering just paper to paper, so I can use my tape runner for this and not worry that it's gonna scoot around too much. And I was afraid I was gonna do that. At first I thought that I was pressing this too heavy, and that's why I kept ripping it. I think it's because I'm pressing it too light. I think I need to press my tape runner a little harder on my paper. There we go. Now we just gotta, and you can, and it will look very pretty to have some of the flower hanging over the white panel onto the gold embossed panel. Be careful on your left side though, because if you hang it off of the edge over here, you'll either need to trim it or it's going to bend when you put it in the envelope. So I'm just trying to think too, do I want to put anything behind that? Possibly not. I'm going to put one flower on flat. Sure we are. Come on, glue. You can do it. There we go. Of course, you know, don't come out and then come out in a big glob. Paper. Then the other ones, I think I'm going to want a little bit higher. Yes, yes. So we'll add a couple dimensionals here. Oh, excuse me. My goodness, I thought we were getting past all of this sneezing and sniffling stuff. I don't know. It's never going to go away, is it? All right, so I'm only going to add dimensionals to the top part of the flower and then add a little bit of tombow to hold the stem and the leaves down. Same with this one. Yep, so baking is almost done. I didn't do a whole lot of cookies this year. I mean, our one son is diabetic. The other one really doesn't eat sweets very much, and my husband and I don't need them. And if I make them, we eat them. That's the bad thing. So, one of my favorites, of course, are clothespin cookies. So I did make those this year, and I have to go make some more filling. The recipe that I used must have been a double batch for the pastry and only a single batch for the filling because I have about half the cookies left that don't have anything in them. So I got to do that, And I made hubby's favorite Buckeyes yesterday. Those are done. And what else did I make? Oh, peanut butter blossoms, Hershey Kiss cookies. And I think the only other thing I'm going to do, we do like Swedish cream wafers, the little wafer cookies that have cream in the middle. They're not overly sweet, and everybody does seem to like those. So I'm going to try to get those done today, and then that should be it for baking. And the next week we start food. Yummy. Love all the holiday food, and should just not eat as much of it as I do. I'm going to keep this up a little higher because I want to have room for my big bees down here. Well, maybe we'll put him down here this time. Oh, that sunshine. I love it, but it's just wreaking havoc. It's not really the sun's fault. It's daylight savings time's fault. Why do we have to have that? Oh. Okay, so let's put one big bee there. And come here, little mini glue dots. Or, I'm sorry, dimensionals. I feel like I've been at this for an hour. It's not really been that long. And one down here for this little guy. It's already getting into the flowers. Oh, we're not even into winter, and here I am looking forward to spring. I'm waiting on my pre-order to get here. I need to do my design team card, and I'm going to put them on the flower. How do you like that? And I wanted to use one of the pre-order sets that I got, and it's not here yet. I mean, our orders are coming from Utah, and I'm in Pennsylvania, so yes, I am one of the later ones to get things in the mail, and it is Christmas, so it is a busy mail time, but I need my stuff, either that or my bees are going to be my design team card. That's okay, I think they're cute. Oh, pulled that right off of the plastic back. Darn it. Come on. Get here. Oh, little bead. And then I can put that on there flat. Yes. So I guess I better use liquid glue on that because some of it's going to go onto the embossed background. And I don't really have to use a dimensional. There's not that much of a difference in paper height there. There we go. So there is our Slimline card with Honeybee Home. And let me see. I'm going to put some Wink of Stella. I think I we'll add a little bit to his wings, not his leaves. Why not, right? I like Stella anyway. And since it's here from all my Christmas cards, I'll just give the bees a little bit of, you know what Stella is? It's just a little brush pen that brushes glitter, very fine glitter onto, I don't know if you can see, onto the paper. It's not going to show up on the camera, is it? Probably not. Just gives a nice little shine. So there's our Slimline card. Let's do, that's my original. Oh, I know what I was going to do too. I pulled out, where is it? I pulled out the bumblebee ribbon. I wanted to see, holy cow, where'd it go? Oh, right here. I didn't know if I wanted to make a little bow and put on the bottom of these flowers. We'll make one and see what it looks like. How's that? I did on the original one there, I used our polished pink because that was the flowers that I had cut out. Let me stand back and look at that for a minute and see if I want a bow or not. I don't know, I kind of like the way the flow of the card is going. Doesn't really need it. But you add a bow if you like a bow. Be happy either with one or without one. So let's do our little card. Again, I have just a piece of basic black, 8.5 by 11, cut in half, and then scored and folded in half to make a 4 1/4 by a 5.5 inch card. I have that piece of gold foil that I have embossed with the Honeybee Hive embossing folder, and we're going to use liquid glue and glue this. Ooh, look at that big glob I got out there. Good grief. I think this one I'm going to have to set a block on to let it dry flat for a minute. I guess I've been playing with it on my desk here a little bit and it's kind of curly. Like that glue off my fingers before I stick to everything. Let's use the big block. There we go. That'll help that stay there. Okay. And then I had another piece of that designer series paper. And I think on this one, how about, you're doing that, you're the nicest. I think I'll do this one this way. Get a piece of white. And I can either do best of luck. Let's do best of luck. I haven't used. Can you drop it on anything else there, kiddo? I haven't used this stamp yet, so I want to make sure I do it on my scrap paper a couple times first. This is really cute font. I love how fine it is. Slide this over so we can stamp. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I think on the inside of this one I'm going to add Stay Wonderful. I like that too. But I want to get through the outside of the card first. You can add whatever you like to on the inside. I have been really good about finishing the insides of my cards when we finish up our videos here. Because I just think that if I don't do the inside while we have it available, I'm not going to get it done. I think this one I would like to do. Ooh. Again, though, I think I want to layer. Oh, what about this one? Of course, Stitch So Sweetly. I'm going to do a back. A back layer of black again. Oh, that's going to be pretty. Okay. Oh, I missed my little mini cut and emboss for these things. I think I'm going to line it up with because Best and Luck are kind of printed on a slant. So I'll use to line my die up. I could have done a little bit better than I did. And the ink smeared. I think I'm going to do that one again. I don't want a smeary good luck sentiment. Are you on here? I need you to move. I might have to add a little more glue on that end. That's better. I don't know why it smeared it. I don't think it was smeared at first when I stamped it. I must have touched it when it was still wet. Oh, well. If I didn't mess something up, it wouldn't be a normal day. Alright. There's my black scrap. I think that one's quite big enough. So oh, sorry. I'm shaking the whole kit and caboodle here again. Okay. Let's try to get this straight this time. Yeah. That's better both ways. The ink is not smeared and I did it straight. Yay! Put this away. And he's done for this morning. And this guy put together. Oh. Now I didn't add a long strip of white, but I guess I should if I'm going to add some flowers, right? Or I could just do black and white down here. Skip that. Oh, maybe. Yeah. You can't really see the vellum leaves, so I think we have to stick with black and white flowers. That'll be cute. See? That was my polished pink that I had done for the original card. Okay, I like that. And then we have our little bees. Reach them. Yes, this will work nicely. Okay, I think I do want to add a little more glue on that. I probably have too much. I want it to smear out and be sticky. But I don't want my card to fall apart. Better. I don't know why this is bending so much. I just bent it back. Okay. Now I have glue all over my hands. Oh, I guess I better do my flowers first in case. Yeah. So I'm going to cheat on this because I'm getting all gluey. Let's use my fine tip glue here. Hopefully this is going to work because it was getting clogged up the other day when I used it. Hoping it's nice to me today. Bent that little stem. Those little bits didn't come out there. Oh, is that a skinny little stem? My goodness. Teeny, teeny, tiny. Very delicate. Let's do that for a minute while I get my bees. I think we will put this on dimensionals. Oh, I should have used black dimensionals, huh? That would have been smart. Well, so remember that beginning January 4th, you'll be able to order from the new catalog. And celebration begins. So for every $50 in product that you purchase, you qualify for free items out of the celebration catalog. Ooh, minis. Mini. That celebration catalog's got some really cute stuff. You're gonna have quite a selection. And again, I don't know that I'll be on next Friday since it's Christmas Eve, but hopefully this weekend I'm going to have to take a few minutes and figure out my Facebook channel. So I can do a card on Monday. I want to add just threw little white dots all over. Isn't that lovely? I don't think I was going to use white. I wanted to use black on here. Oh, and so if I miss you all on Monday, wish you the merriest Christmas. And there, we did one with our regular A2 size card as well. And so again, it just goes to show you that you can adapt to whatever stamp sets or paper or, oh, this is the one we did today. And if you need to get your catalog so you can, so you can check out the new bees, make sure you email me and I will get a catalog to you if you don't already shop with me, because if you shop with me, you're already going to get one in the mail. So I will see you all maybe Monday if you join me on Facebook. And if not, then I'll see you after Christmas. So happy holidays, everyone. Merry Christmas. Enjoy all of it. Bye.